I'm once again here with Jeff, and we're continuing our adventure. Okay, before I say everything, which you were just saying off camera, leaves you with nothing else to say.
You're good, man. You wrapped it all up very nicely.
Hey, I'm ALBO. I came to Japan as an English teacher, then moved near Tokyo to pursue my passions. I became a filmmaker because I love cars, Japanese culture, and a good story. I'm lucky enough to live the JDM dream, and so my videos are about my car life in Japan, where I go to car meets and visit shops, do track days and toge runs, build and review cars, and shoot vlogs, short films, and documentaries about Japan's car culture and history. Join me and my friends on our adventures and find out what it's really like in the land of the rising sun. So hop in, fasten your seatbelts, and enjoy the ride.
This この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りしました。
Hey guys, so we are here at TAS 2022, and this is one of the cars that I've been most excited to check out. This is the unfortunately camouflaged next generation Civic Type R. Let's take a closer look at it. All right, so I'm once again here with Jeff, and we're continuing our adventure. Okay, before I say everything, which you were just saying off camera, leaves you with nothing else to say.
You're good, man. You wrapped it all up very nicely.
Okay, what are your thoughts first? Let me let you talk.
No
Let's go walk
thoughts.
around this.
Nah, just kidding. I mean, I don't know why it's camouflaged. I was talking about this earlier. If you're gonna show it, just show it, I think. But anyway, I mean, it's cool. I can see that, again, like we talked about kind of all day, like, you know, automobile designers now are kind of making an effort to sort of simplify things. Obviously, the last Type R is a really aggressive, kind of crazy design. As cool as it is, but this is gonna be a lot more simple, clean. It looks good. I mean, for me, I'm still a guy who thinks about the Civic Type R as like the older generation, small, lightweight, nimble kind of car. So it's kind of weird, like adjusting my mind to a Civic Type R or a Civic in general, just being that big. But if you just forget the badge and you go, hey, Honda is making this car and it's got a really awesome engine, it's gonna handle really well, it's really amazing, what do you think? I think it's great. I'm glad they're making something that's a performance car that's exciting.
I 100% agree with you, and now I had the dilemma that you previously had, which is you pretty much said most of the things that I was gonna say about the car. Let me try to elaborate a little bit more.
What are your thoughts?
So over here you can see the most interesting parts of the design are actually the parts hidden by the camouflage. This is the little details in the bumper, like the rear bumper, and over there in the front bumper. But first, let's focus on the rear. So one of the biggest problems with the FK8 is it had the huge black, it was more like a block, like a, I don't even know what you would call it. They were like, yeah, they were fake vents. They were literally just huge slabs of plastic that looked like honeycomb vents that just had plastic. And it was one of the worst design choices of the FK8. The spoon rear bumper totally fixed that because it makes it functional. And the whole point is to reduce the parachute effect. So I don't understand why the FK8 never really fixed that. And it was a weird decision in the first place. Over here in the front, you can also see the front bumper details are still obscured, but because it's just a camouflage, we can actually get really close and you can see the details pretty well, albeit hidden behind this camouflage of little Civic Type Rs. If you look closely, the camouflage is actually made up of the car itself. It's kind of weird. But yeah, let's look up there really, really close so you can see some of the details. Some of them might still be covered up, but you can also see how it is hiding like this little vent down there. Now that area might be blocked off. What I can see is a little L shape over here, and I think it's gonna look pretty good. I think it's gonna be a very handsome look. The car itself, because the shape is getting more, well, compared to the FK8, the shape is becoming, I guess you could say, mature. It has less of a computer-aided design. look to it. It almost kind of looks like an Accord or almost like an Audi. It has that, I guess, a little bit more of a mature look to it. But I think when we actually see this car on the road, it's gonna look really good, and it's gonna give cars like the next generation WRX and the STI, which is more of its direct competitor, a run for its money. Let's just really get over here, get close. I want to show you guys some of the details that I'm not seeing in other reviews or in other close-up looks at this car. I also really like the detail over here of the rear fender vent. I love fender vents and fender louvers, so it's really nice to see the new cars have these details built into them. This hatchback kind of shape, we've gotten used it from the FK8, so I think it does look quite good. And the rear wing is much, much less aggressive than it used to be. Now it's also on wing stands. So before, the wing stands were, part of the design of the wing itself. So this one, I would say it has a bit more of a racy look. It kind of looks more like a GT3. I like that a lot. And I also do like the triple exhaust down at the bottom there. I like how the middle one is bigger than the ones on the sides. Kind of look like trumpets. Yeah, the design of this car, I think, will be well received as long as they don't screw it up with the stupid fake vents, which you can pretty much see there are no fake vents. I think they learned their lesson the last time. You have a very big rear diffuser, or at least what looks like a rear diffuser, kind of probably just the rear bumper, and it has a rear diffuser shape to it, probably not very functional.
Now what I'm imagining is they take off this wrap, and then in the back is just one giant fake vent.
Oh man.
The whole thing is just a fake vent.
So you can't really say anything bad about it if the entire thing is a fake vent,
That's
right?
That's right.
I'm gonna reserve my final judgment until we actually see it without the wrap.
Yeah.
But from the shape of it, when you actually see it in person, and again, we're looking at this, or you guys are looking at this car through a 24mm lens, which is similar to the focal length you would see with your iPhone. When you see through your iPhone, everything, the proportions are a little bit different than real life. In real life, it looks quite good. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean overall, I think it's a good design. I like the back a lot more than I like the front, to be honest. I like what they've done with the rear. I don't know, just overall for me, it's like, again, you won't really know until you see see it without this camouflage on, but it's a little bit bulbous to me in the front.
In the front?
Yeah, in the front. I like the rear. I think it's well proportioned in the rear. There's like a good balance, a good flow here.
What I really like, Jeff, is the wing stands are now no longer part of the wing, but they are kind of like, they're not integrated into the wing.
Yeah.
They're separate, which means you could actually replace the wing stands for other wing stands if you so wanted.
Yep.
You could make it a little bit higher, you can push it a little bit further back. And it does have kind of a GT3 kind of vibe, doesn't it? Because it has that kind of a very sporty motorsports kind of look to it. I like it a lot, and I don't think I've seen any of the previous generation Type Rs have this design for the rear wing.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I like the shape of it, and it looks like it's less crazy, but I think when we actually see it without all this stuff on it, we're really going to be able to see the lines a lot more, and I think it is actually going to look more exciting than you initially assume, because a lot of these lines are hidden. So you can see there's this really nice crease along there, which you cannot actually see in a lot of the pictures unless you look really closely. So if I move the camera over here, you can see that crease. And also, this part is probably going to be black. That's probably going to be black from the window, right? So that is going to make that whole rear look a little bit smaller.
Good point.
And down here, you can see this part already has a side skirt. So once this whole wrap is removed, the side skirt is probably going to be like black, or well, if it's body colored, it's gonna make it look a bit fatter. But if it's black, it's gonna make visually the whole car look a little bit more sleek. So I think right now it's hard to give a final assessment.
Yep.
But what we can do is just keep walking around and just try to observe it and look at it, and I'm very excited for it. Let's see the hood one more time. You can see the hood actually has vents, so it's a vented hood in the front there one more time. I really like how aggressive the front fender is. It's hard to see it, but you can see it does have that nice shape to it, right? And you can see the fender vent cut out through the back. Now here's the question, Jeff.
Yep.
Do you think it's gonna get a lot of people to switch from the FK8?
Oh, yeah, good question. I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, if you already went to the trouble of buying an FK8, it's a great car. I don't know, unless it's a really big difference in performance, I don't know if you would really make the switch. Because if you've bought into the FK8 from a design perspective, you're already loving it, you already think it's really cool, then this isn't really gonna change your mind.
I think if you really love the design of this, a lot of people are gonna make the switch. I think it's gonna make the FK8 look old in the way that you were talking about earlier, how it's like, oh yeah,
dated, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna look dated a little bit in the same way the Supra is gonna look a little bit dated in a couple years. Or not dated, but you know, just very pegged to a particular year, a particular generation. Whereas this, because the shape is more simple, it really does kind of look like an Audi, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of like got like a RS4
It's
kind of
got a Euro vibe, yeah.
Yeah. This angle I really like, especially with the fin at the top, and you can see how it has kind of a ducktail shape that kind of matches really well there with the rear spoiler.
Yeah.
That looks really good.
So that's my thing. Like the way that it looks right now, it's like I said, I like the back. Less of a fan of the side and front, because for me, when I stand at this angle, I feel like the balance is a bit funny. Like it looks like almost like a shoe. This is very compact and nice, and then it kind of elongates out to the front. I don't know. Maybe it's just not for me. But maybe it'll look a bit different when you have, like you said, that black area where the window cuts out and all that. So we won't really know until we see it.
I'm very excited now about this. All right, guys, so we're gonna wrap up the video. Hope you enjoyed this little preview at the upcoming Civic Type R. I am very excited for that car, actually, although I don't think I would replace my S2000 for it. Yeah, nothing yet has really made me feel like, yes, I need to switch. But I'm excited for the people who are gonna get the chance to buy this car and put it in their garage. This is gonna be one of those cars, you know what? I think it's gonna be in people's minds. Okay, I just thought of this, but I think for people like us who are looking for like a good daily, let's say you have your S2000, you have your old sports car, you're looking for the next daily, you're gonna be comparing this with, I think, like a Tesla Model 3.
Yeah, could be.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially if you have a house, if you have a garage, you're gonna be thinking, well, the Tesla, it drives itself 100%, like no, the concept of gas mileage doesn't exist, right? It's just like how much range you have, gonna be very cheap to run. Whereas this will be on the opposite side of the spectrum where it's all about the performance, that tradition, that legacy. Which one are you gonna go for? I don't know. That's a question all of us are gonna have to answer ourselves. And you're already thinking about it. Yep.
We'll see.
All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video, this little look, and we will catch you guys in the next video in this little mini series. So click on the next video, it's in the description box, or keep watching and click on the little card that pops up. So we'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
See ya.